one of the senior ulama of Qom, writes to His Eminence Imam al-Khomeini alayhi rahmah, and basically says to him, I've become so elderly now, my means of rizq has cut off, I am extremely ill, and I'm in need of your assistance. Senior alim, very elderly now, no rizq, very unwell, is literally lying on a bed because of the extent of his illness. Imam receives this letter, and he tells one of his officials inside his government that tomorrow I am dispatching you to go to this man in this faraway city. You have to look into his case and assign to him some assistance, whatever financial assistance he has. This is the head of a government, the head of a revolution. Can you imagine the extent of the duties upon Sayyid Khomeini's head that day? You know what happens? The next day comes, Sayyid Khomeini's son is martyred. And literally the story explains that people are so worried about telling Sayyid al-Imam because of his age, his health. Imam comes to find out. There is chaos, pandemonium inside his house. Can you imagine what his family members are feeling? Can you imagine what the ummah is feeling? Can you imagine the duties that he has in this moment? If your son is martyred, what's going to be in your mind? Looking after your family, your duties have currently shifted. All you can think about is burying your son. What happened to my son? Investigating on my son. The afternoon comes, and he calls that wakil of his. And he says to him, didn't I tell you yesterday that you had to go to this city to be able to help this alim? The wakil says, Sayyid al-Imam, I didn't want to bring this mas'ala up with you because today is the day of your son has been martyred. Yani this morning we found his body poisoned to death. Sayyid al-Imam rebukes him. He says, no, I told you, there is someone who has asked for our help. Go! And he sends his wakil, his agent, to a faraway city in Iran. The story literally says that when that man reaches the house of this marid, the one who was an elder on his deathbed, maybe very close, very ill, the man cried his hours out and he said, I swear by Allah, I said in my heart of hearts that no one was going to come visit me for 6 months. My case would be forgotten. The fact that Imam's son had been martyred today. No one would remember my case. I cannot believe you have come immediately after despite